Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video is another in my Easter 2018 card series. This card layout is very simple and easy to replicate, and you can use this design for any occasion, not just Easter. Let me move this out of the way and we'll get started. The stamps I'm going to be using today is Sweet Little Something by Stampin' Up. This is a 3-step stamp for this bunny. And I'm also going to be using the Fawn Happy Easter die set, my stitched rectangle frames that I got from Amazon, and some dollar stamp sets. I will also need some rhinestones. For this card design, I got this textured paper from the craft store. This paper is from Basil. It's called Celtic Green, and it has raised dots all over it. When you use a textured paper like this, you can skip out a step of embossing a solid piece of paper to bring extra interest to your card project. I recommend that you try to get your hands on this paper if you can. It comes in many colors. Next, I'm going to stamp the bunny. With 3-step stamping, you should line up your inks in the order that you're going to stamp them so that you won't get confused as you go. Starting with the most solid image, I'm just going to put it in the center here. It doesn't matter where because I'm going to cut it out. Transfer that to the door. And go all over with the Angel Pink, which is the lightest shade. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take the medium stamp, which has a little bit more detail, but not as much as the most. I want this to stay put, so let me use my magnet and just lay it in place, looking through the stamp to help me line it up. And there is the bunny. Okay, now we move to the next step. There is a video on my channel, which I will link to down below, which shows more detail about 3-step stamping. Okay, I'm bringing in my other white piece of paper, and I already put the stamps that I need on the door, and I'm going to stamp this real quick with the Versafine. You could also use Memento black for this. Memento Tuxedo Black. You just need an ink that is waterproof because we're going to do some very subtle watercoloring. Okay, I would not recommend that you use StazOn on the clear stamps because I believe they will permanently stain your stamps and you will not be able to get it off. Okay. So when you have white stamp elements, it's best to go over a little bit with any color gray, very light, so that it doesn't look so washed out. You can also use a very pale blue for this, but for this bunny I'm going to make him very barely white, gray. So I'm just going lightly around the outline areas, starting on the left to add just a little bit of shading. It's so light, I'm not even sure if it will show up on camera, but it makes a huge difference when you look at a white item. And I'm also going to put a little bit of pink in the ears, the darker pink on the left side, and then fill in with the lighter pink very lightly. And I'm going to use the lighter pink and give a very light line of color there. Let me get a paper towel and my water brush, and I'm just going to blend this right out. Get that started. Okay, that's it. I also put a little sparkle on the little bunny tail. So now I'll move on to the next step. Now for the die cutting. I'm going to cut the sentiment out of the green, and I'm going to cut one of the rectangles out of the mat, and this is the mat here, and this is that rectangle. And I'm also going to cut out the bunny. I had to restamp the bunny because I realized that the bunny was too far up on the paper, and I needed it to be a lot further down so that I could ensure that I had enough area at the top for my sentiment. So I'm going to do this die cutting, and I'll be right with you. Now for this green mat, I need to cut a very small amount off of two sides. So the dimensions of this was 5 1/4 by 4, but I need to cut off about 1/8 of an inch from two sides. That's all you need off of it. Okay, now the rest is just simply assembling the cards. All right, that's the finished card. Very quick and simple, as I promised. You can use this layout in any occasion. You can change the sentiment, change the picture, add more embellishments or fewer. I'd like to thank you for watching this channel. I really appreciate all the good comments that I'm getting, and I appreciate all of the feedback. I'd like to thank my brother David for the music that he has provided, and I hope you are enjoying it as well. Please be sure to check out the other videos on my channel, and please subscribe to my channel. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.